On the other side now, for splenius, capitis and cervicis, we have our head support dropped down just a little bit in order to get a bit of that lateral flexion, and we've got a little bit of contralateral rotation of the cervical spine just in order to expose the splenius muscles a little bit more to us. One hand at the shoulder just to help sort of get it out of the way, I guess you could say, and then we're using the knuckles of one hand to get a nice purchase on the splenius muscles. And then we're going for our sink and draw. So we're looking to get a little bit of a glide happening here without it being too fast. If someone does present with spiral line extra tension, then it's important to note that we wouldn't work both spiral lines equally. Because we're looking at an unequal distribution of tension between those two spirals, we'd want to focus most of our time, if not all of our time, on the one that appears to be presenting with more tension. That's where it's helpful to know whereabouts the spiral line is crossing over, and if I'm working, or if I'm seeing, for example, the right shoulder and the contralateral hip coming closer together, then knowing what that means for which side of the neck I need to work, which side of a twist I need to work, the hip and the leg. So just keeping an eye on that if and when you encounter it. Going for the second touch once that first migration finishes. We're doing okay for pressure, Emma? Okay for pressure? And then we'll go for a third and final for now. Perhaps a slightly different slip of the tissue here. Getting your purchase and then drawing away. Before moving on to the tensor fascia lata, which is our next point of access for the spiral line here, if you want to, if you feel like it's necessary for them, we can return that head support back to its original height, and then we'll head on down.